What's up, world?
Oh my God, each time. Hi, everybody. Hi, babe.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Long time no talk.
We literally talk all day.
All day, every day. I like your headband.
Thank you. I just bought it yesterday when I was at the mall with my galdems.
It's got these glass little flowers on it.
You know what? Want to chat?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe the reason why people don't understand me is because I use all these terms. Like galdems, they're going to be like, she doesn't know how to say something. Anyways.
Yo, yeah. People are strange in general.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it last time about me. You were saying how I'm weird.
Yeah.
You know, I actually am weird because, actually, Tina finds it very weird how I like my eggs.
Yeah, it's so specific.
I would say that's a weird thing about me.
Yeah.
Is how specific I like my eggs because they cannot be cold. Mm-hmm. The yolk has to be cooked. Mm-hmm. And
no sauce.
No, absolutely no sauce. That's disgusting. That's enough to make me that's enough to make a man barf.
I actually have found out that a lot of people are weird with their eggs.
Yeah, like some people can only eat it with ketchup.
Oh, man.
That's nasty.
My brother eats it with mayo, right?
Yeah.
And you can't even think about that.
He eats it with everything.
Yeah.
Olive oil, mayo, ketchup, hot sauce.
Yeah, we noticed a lot of weird things this week, especially after we posted our last episode, huh?
Yeah. Last episode was weird. Social media in general is weird.
Yeah, very true.
Like, I find people are just so much different on social media. That's actually what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
This episode, we're going to focus on the strange and weird things of social media and how it's affected us, how we've dealt with it.
Yeah.
What we think of it.
How different it is for each person, for James and then me. Yeah.
It's just...
why is it so much towards one person? Why racism?
Yeah, it's completely...
strange.
It's different for everybody.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
And we're not just speaking this as a general thing.
Yeah,
It's going to be like this for so-and-so, and it's like this for everybody. It's just literally, this is our personal experience as being on social media frequently, as we frequent with social media. The funny thing is I actually never had an Instagram.
Never. Yeah.
Well, okay, if I say never, I had an Instagram for
a day.
Yeah, not even half a day. I was I made it and then I took one selfie. I was like, I don't actually do this. I'm not going to take pictures
of
post.
myself or anything.
Yeah.
And then you closed it.
And I closed it.
And then we have a Finsta. It's called Finsta, fake Insta.
Fake Insta, yeah.
Where if I got attacked, James would protect me from that.
That's where I cannot hold back. That's where
he can be his true self.
Yeah, and that name is still at large. So if you've come across any kind of...
Now everyone's going to think whoever defends me is you.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I don't even go on it.
That's just your husband defending you.
I don't use it too much. I don't have to, thank God, because you guys are amazing.
Yeah, exactly. We're so lucky. We have such a nice and kind audience and so loyal too.
Yeah, so loyal.
Actually, you know what? One of our videos, it's what it's like to live in Canada or life in Canada, went viral. It's been going viral for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
I think it's at almost 3.5 million or maybe even more. So, and to me, it's just so funny because now we're getting followers from different parts of the world because it's going viral in India, in America, in Canada, and it's non-Persians. So we're not used to non-Persian followers. Even our followers, from this side of the world are mostly Persian, right?
Yeah.
Who live here. So it's kind of strange. I felt so weird. I was like, who are these people looking at our stuff, But welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Hopefully you've tuned into our podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so...
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about, in general with social media, I would say it's such a vulnerable place to be.
Yeah.
And overall, it's probably one of the most hostile places
that
you could put your vulnerability in.
Yeah, and we're part of the generation where we lived through not having social media and having social media.
Yeah, exactly. Because so we grew up
without it.
We grew up without it. And like, think about it. Think about this. You remember back in the day, if someone ever like going to a school play, imagine having to be like the lead role in a school play or like perform in front of the class. It's like essentially the same thing.
Right.
Except you just don't have 1,000 people or 100 people or 10 people or 5 people, whoever. You don't have an audience watching you prepare it.
Yeah.
Well, afterwards, you know, it's like essentially the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
And it's so weird, that dynamic, because like, you know, when we were on trips, like I'll obviously run around with the camera. And I remember we were in Paris one time and we were underneath the Eiffel Tower. And I literally was like so awkward on our YouTube videos. Like it took us probably like 2-3 takes on some YouTube videos that we did.
Because there's so many people around. It's weird. I was always comfortable, right?
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about the videos so I would run around and with the gimbal in front of like hundreds of people at the Eiffel Tower, just rolling around with my camera, didn't even care. And like literally people would clear out so I could get a shot of Tina.
Yeah, they're so nice.
Yeah. And then we come home and we do a YouTube video by ourselves and I'm like stiff, awkward.
In our house.
Or I take a picture with Tina in front of the same group of people that I just literally made move so I could make Tina look like a movie star. The star of our home films.
That we only watch ourselves.
Tina's the most sought after actress of our household.
Yep, just me, you, and Hanson.
She wins a Grammy, a Golden Globe every time.
Nice.
Every
I like
edit.
it. I win all the prizes.
Yeah, she's doing well for her career. Yeah, so I would be so awkward. And it's like thinking about it, I think back and I'm like, it's so crazy how just like putting yourself out there is such a, I don't know, I kind of lost my train of thought here.
No, you were saying how vulnerable it is and you compared it to a school play.
Yeah, so I got sidetracked. Yeah, so yeah, essentially you're just like, you're putting yourself out there. And it's like you're putting yourself out there, essentially what it has come to be is to be judged.
Yeah.
Right? Essentially all platforms are like, this is just a video sharing experience. Share your stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Share everybody your creativity. And
at the bottom, like the baseline of it all, people just want to share what they think is cool and what they think is interesting or noteworthy. I wonder why. It's so weird.
Yeah, like why do we want to share it? That's another question, I guess.
Yeah, like remember when I was telling you like how it's like, this is how I think about it. I think like you're outside, you're doing something cool, you're biking with your friends and you want to hit a jump. Like back in the day, we used to put like a piece of wood on a recycling box, like the blue boxes, and like try to make a jump off that. It never worked because the box always kicked out and you'd fall. But if you did make it, you were the man, you know, and everybody's like, yo, you're so sick. You're cool, man. Like, you're the best at this. I think about it like that. So now on social media, it's like you have like 20 people or 200 or a million.
Millions.
Being like, yo, that's sick.
And they have more guts now because they're behind a computer. So they can say whatever they think.
Exactly. So now then you flip it the other way. You got like 200, a million people saying, yo, you're trash.
Yeah.
This is garbage.
So it can really like break you. I just saw something on Instagram from someone we follow. And he was talking about how, I won't say who it is or whatever, but he gets hate comments 200 to 300 a day.
What?
Because he shares them on his stories. And he's like, yeah, because I share this, not because my followers are not nice and whatever, but I get hate comments 200 to 300 times a day.
200 to 300 a day. That's insane.
So actually, it's interesting because I always talk to James about how it's so interesting that people pick on me more than James on social media.
This is true, guys. This is legitimately true.
Yeah, since the beginning, it's always been if we have negative comments, which are very, very low, but if they're even judgy, and then people are just saying, "Oh, I'm just sharing my opinion," but it's hurtful, and it's negative, and it's mean. So it's not just your opinion. Yeah, it's like hurtful.
A passive aggressive way.
Exactly. Like, would you say that to someone to their face if you were face to face with them? I think more than half of the time we wouldn't. But I have never. I can't remember, but I've never left a mean comment. I know that. I have never left a mean comment for somebody. I don't even have a Finsta, like a fake Instagram.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, that's how I get my anger out or whatever. No, I actually communicate with people. But what I was getting at is like, it's so interesting how like women most of the time get more hate than men.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people say, actually, women get a lot more views, and because they can wear provocative clothing and it's so easy for them to... So
what are they saying? That because they get more views, there's obviously a higher statistic of
No,
rape?
they're saying they should be fine with it because they can make it easier. But it's like they're making it easier with their provocative clothes because men look at it. So the men who are complaining about it, you're looking at it.
Yeah.
And your friends, like I heard someone talk to you about that the other week, and I was like, that's so interesting because you are the person who clicks and likes and
it's so backwards, honestly.
Watches
I
these things.
actually saw a guy at a podcast, and I couldn't believe that this was actually being said.
Yeah. So yeah, of course, more men look more at women with like less clothes on or whatever it may be. But the minority or the people who usually get some kind of like crap for things or backlash.
Yeah.
And this particular person that I was talking about is from a minority group. So I can't imagine he is, I actually believe their pronouns is they, them. I'm not sure, but so, you know, because of that, I think he gets 200 to 300 hate comments.
That's
every
crazy.
day.
I hope it's just a transition phase because I know like when we first started and we were first growing, we got a lot of racial comments, and that was like...
It was hurtful.
It's hurtful, but at the same time, I mean, when it comes down to it, like to deal with these kind of things, you know, you gotta... It doesn't matter what they say at the end of the day. Yeah.
So that's the most important part. I think throughout our generation, I think social media will go towards that, where people are like, it's just social media, and they will be stronger. But right now it's a very sensitive time.
Yeah. There's like no tolerance for it.
Exactly.
You know, like,
and it's so new.
Yeah. It's such a new phase, and people are still working. We're still working out the kinks. This is still like, yeah, obviously it's the normal, but think of how many new things pop off on social media.
Every second.
All the time,
Yeah.
every month. The point of things going viral means it's not normal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's something completely different. It's unheard of. It's new. It's interesting. It's intriguing to everybody, right?
And then
like,
sometimes you wonder why certain things go viral. Like our Life in Canada thing went viral, and it's like 3-4 second video, maybe 4 to 6 seconds. And it's like, okay, people relate to it because life sometimes here is like that. Most times.
I have friends, some of my friends, and they're from Cuba. They were saying they're like, man, this is so true because we come from a place where it's life then work. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
whereas
in
here
most countries,
it's work then life, right?
In Western world, yeah, it's like that. It's very interesting. But what we, I think, can now know is that social media does break people. It has happened before. It breaks a person's personality, especially if they're at an age where, you know, they're influenced easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then it also depends on someone's upbringing, how much they care about what people think, you know? So like, for instance, if we got racist comments, like usually I would be commenting to that person, why are you saying that? That's how we actually started, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I would converse with them. In the beginning of our social media journey, I would message so many people back and talk to them. I would put so much time. And now I'm a lot busier, so it's hard for me to do that. And I miss doing those things, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, the volume of it's much higher.
The volume is so much higher. But even when it was high then, I would still try my hardest. Now it's like I can't find the time to do that. I still do, not as much as then. But I would ask them, like, why would you say that? Why would you say something about my husband's race? Why would you think that I married him because I want a citizenship? Like, you know, comments like that.
Oh, you know what? It's the comments the thing that drives me nuts. Like, this is the one thing that I would say that is the worst thing about social media, is the fact that there's so much assumptions.
Yeah.
Like even I'm guilty of it. I'm sure. I don't know about you, babe. I'm not gonna speak for you.
No, for sure at times, but I don't say anything. But anyway.
No, you don't say anything, but exactly. That's the thing. Like you think it, but you're like, at the end of the day, you're like, it's probably not true what you're thinking.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then there's the whole concept of people. Then there's that whole demographic of people who actually do comment, and it's like on that Life in Canada video. One dude's like, if you don't like your country, go back. And it's like, dude, I was born and raised here,
yeah,
man.
my parents are both Canadian American.
Yeah.
Like, their parents are Canadian.
Yeah, like
their parents are
I'm like 5th gen Canadian. I've done the most Canadian stuff. You know, worked like crazy Canadian jobs in crazy Canadian weather.
Environments, weather.
Like,
but they don't know, right? Because your skin color is different. You look different. So they're like, go back to your country because you don't know. So I commented back. I'm like, I am from here, like from you. Because James was with me. And so many people like that comment, but they think, because they don't know him, they think we mean everyone who is in Canada is Canadian, you know?
Yeah.
But truly, he's Canadian.
Yeah. That's such a thing that's I'm guilty for, is when I watch stuff and like believing things too.
Yeah.
Things are so easy to believe on social media, and it gets you tied into this idea of a person, this idea of something.
Yeah.
That's not even true.
I know. It's yesterday on a podcast I heard when I was driving, the guy said, before social media, we used to look at, if you didn't have a healthy, like parent relationship, their relationship wasn't healthy or romantic, or anyone around you, you would look at movies for romance, right?
Yeah.
You would look at rom-coms and like whatever, and girls and guys would have this expectation of like, oh, this is how it should be. And then, but now it's totally shifted. Everyone's looking at people on social media and their relationship online, and it never looks bad. It always looks good.
Exactly, yeah.
It's the perfect outfit, perfect place, perfect environment. No one knows what happened before the person took the picture. But
that's the funny thing, yeah.
Yeah, we look at that couple and we're like, wow, they're so happy. That's so nice. And if someone doesn't have a significant other, they're going to be like, why can't I have that? Or they have someone and they're not there. They're going through something. They're like, I don't want to see this.
Yeah, I ran into a guy who I went to school with a while ago, and I just was like, I was laughing so hard because he's like, he saw a couple YouTube videos from the beginning. The guy doesn't even follow us or anything. Like it doesn't rude. Matter. Yeah, rude. He was saying to me, he saw a couple travel videos that we posted back in the day because we wanted to like do travel YouTube. Like that would have been the dream for us. That was our
niche in the beginning.
We actually loved traveling.
Yeah.
That's basically the bottom line.
And so we enjoyed filming and editing it.
Exactly.
So it was like a creative.
Yeah, that was my kind of outlet for creativity. So we posted those travel videos, and then he probably just checked us out later on and saw that, because I guess it would have been a few years later, he saw that we blew up on social media.
Yeah.
When I saw him, he's like, how's it going? You're doing the travel YouTube? You're probably getting paid big time, eh? Getting paid to travel the world and stuff. I'm like, not even, bro. Like, I gotta work hard for this. This is all my business. This isn't social media.
It immediately becomes free everything. I mean, it does for a lot of people because they pursue it and that becomes their life. But it hasn't for us. Like, we still have our jobs and so many other jobs even. Yeah,
this is not the only line of income we have. This isn't
not even a line of income.
This isn't really a line of income.
Yeah.
This is just,
especially after
it is a minor line, but
yeah,
it's not frequent. It's not something you could make a living off of.
We haven't made it frequent.
Exactly.
Because we could, right? Easily.
We could, but we choose not to sell. Everything's got to be relevant with us.
Yeah, it needs to connect with us. And to be honest, it's something that I personally have to take over, and I've been lazy. So,
but you know what? At the same time, once it becomes work for us, we're not that interested.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Like, we have so much more fun doing this from a sole point of just doing it and engaging with you guys than it is doing ads for people, right? We do enjoy it when we do choose to do it. That's what we choose it because we believe in that. We believe it ties in with us. We like to do it.
Either we're using the product or the app or whatever it may be.
It makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? We would love. I would love to have this podcast and do this for a living.
Yeah, that would be so nice. That would be a goal that we have, but we're not like it needs to happen and so that we can survive.
Yeah, we're not going to step on people just to make a podcast. Yeah, sure, podcast makes it to the top and we leave a wake of bodies behind us.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, social media is crazy. It can be something that can really because people bring you up, right? Like James was saying to me, like if you had the metaphor where he said, if you have 5 friends telling you, wow, that's so cool, you did this like bike trick, good job, and then you have 200,000 people saying, wow, you're amazing, you look so nice, you look so good, and then you're raised to this pedestal, and then people bring you down after, right?
Yeah.
So as a human mind, it's really hard to differentiate between these are just people. Sometimes they have bad days. Like if a friend has a bad day and they're not complimenting you when you do the bike trip, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you can be like, hey, what's wrong? You know, and then you can have a real conversation. That's why we both try to talk to people. And 99% of the time, people will be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm so excited to talk to you.
Yeah, because sometimes people will leave a mean comment just to engage with us.
Exactly.
Right? And that's like...
We fell for it.
We fell for it every time.
Which
sometimes they're really mean.
Yeah, they're truly mean. Like one time, I won't say the comment because it's so horrible, but it's like, damn. But that's the only time. And it was from like a father, and he was in his, like, it looked like he was in his 60s. And
so even like, what are you doing on social media?
That's the instance. Yeah, that's the instance where James got his Finsta. So you know how bad it was.
Yeah, I went off. That was unacceptable.
Yeah.
I think the most important part.
I would never ask that person, why would you say that? Because that's too much.
Yeah.
The most important part.
I would say the most important thing about being on social media, and I learned this from Tina, is to know who you are and stand by who you are.
Yeah. Because
I've seen hundreds of negative comments, and the way she handles them, I can't do the same way. And I know who I am.
Yeah.
But it's this rootedness that you have, which I love. And it eliminates the hostility.
Yeah.
And that's the key, I would say, to dealing with negative comments on social media.
Thank you. That's so nice. It feels nice, obviously, to hear your partner say that, but that's because he's really seen, like I tell him about it. I'm like, can you believe people say that? Or sometimes it's so funny. Sometimes I use those kind of comments to even make other content. So it gives me idea for other content where people can engage with us more, because that's what we like to do. We like to interact with you guys. So like in our last podcast, the comments that James was getting, we were so excited. You're like, babe, look. Someone shared their experience about like a couple that they went on a trip with. And it was so nice to see. So when it's small in the beginning, the interaction is so sweet and genuine, you know? And if someone even has a opinion where you don't agree with, you can talk to them about it. It's nice. And I still to this day try to kind of keep that and communicate and converse with people. Like, can I share one story about a comment that was or a message?
Go for it.
So at one point I think we did a YouTube video 2 years ago where I titled it, I think I told you to title it, I converted James, or I made James convert, or something like that.
Yeah.
Made my husband convert his religion, which is not the case. It was just like a catchy title. But that's because people were saying that in the comments. They were like, you forced James to change his religion. And it's so opposite of that. And we don't have to get into how that happened. That's just
we
our
can do that on another episode.
Yeah, that's our life. And if you want to share that, sure. But basically after that, I'm like, okay, so it's good for us to talk about that. We do have a YouTube video that explains that. Yeah. But if you want a podcast, we can do it again.
We can give it a 2.0 version.
Yeah, exactly. With all the details. And then I remember, oh no, I lost what I was going to say.
You were making the title out of the comment, and you remember, I guess I just told you basically what you just forgot.
No, but I did that for you and you remembered. My memory is so bad. I don't remember what I wanted to say. Now I'm nervous too, so it's not going to come back. But what was our point before that?
Negative comments, knowing who you are, stuff like that.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Got you. See, that's
thank
teamwork.
you so much.
That's partner.
Yeah.
Oh, before you forget, I'll let you go.
So basically, after that video, people realized that we're from the Baha'i religion. We're Baha'is. So this younger guy, maybe he was 14 or 15, he messaged me from his mom's Instagram, and he said, I don't have Instagram. I'm young, so I use my mom's. But once she found out that you guys were Baha'is, because there's so much misconception about Baha'is in Iran, and so many lies are told and things like that. He's like, so she blocked you guys, and I just went and unblocked you to tell you that I don't think that of you guys.
Oh, what a sweetheart! Oh my god!
I cried. I got so emotional. I was like, what a sweet person.
Wow.
He had to tell me that, like his innocent heart, and it was so amazing.
You've never told me that.
No?
You've never told me that. That's so nice.
I shared it in our Ruhi class. You were there too, but anyways. Maybe.
It's probably zoning out, guys.
Because it's such an amazing story. I would never not tell you.
I was probably thinking about what I wanted to say next. Classic partner move.
Classic, yeah. So, and I messaged him back and I said, you're so kind. That's so sweet that you would take the time to say that. But, listen to your mom. Just know that she's just worried about you. Whatever she's heard, it's not true, but you listen to your mom, don't make her worried about you, and do whatever you need to do. And then he's like, when I'm old enough to have my Instagram, I'm going to follow you. And I said, okay, no problem.
I wonder if he has.
I know. I wonder if I missed it, but I wasn't going to be like, here's my contact, connect with me. Because it seems like, because most of the time Baha'is they say, Baha'is are like jasus, which means like CIA, like they work for...
we're spies.
Yeah, spies. And then so I'm like, if I want to connect with him because truly I feel so like he touched my heart, then for sure they're going to think I'm trying to recruit him to become a spy.
Straight up. They think that for less, it seems, from some of the stories I've heard.
Yeah.
Just walking down the street, you're Baha'i. Oh, you're a spy.
Yeah.
What?
That's like the most literalist misconception about Baha'is in Iran. But anyways, that's a different topic. I just mean that, like, you also get messages like that. You also see people who, like that connection I made with that teenage boy. It was like, oh my gosh, it made me so happy. And those are the reasons why I think we have to communicate and have conversations about these kind of things.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are you so rude? Like, are you having a bad day? Why do you not accept someone like it?
I don't understand in general what gives people the right to say the stuff they say on social media. Like, I say this to Tina all the time. Like, I'm like, who the heck are you, man? Like, what gives you a position to say that? Just because we post this, just because this is up there, doesn't mean you can say that. No one's going to you. We're not going to you saying that about you. Don't say that about us. It'd be different if we had an interaction with you, but like, let's not start something. It it honestly drives me nuts.
Yeah, sometimes it gets under our skin for sure. Like, but at this,
for me, mainly it's generally me, and I'll admit that because I get worked up because it's at the end of the day, I'm like, you want to fight? That's what it comes down to.
It's the mentality of like, why, this is my family.
Well, I grew up with racism.
All your life.
Yeah. So
and I grew up with discrimination.
So now I have no excuse.
No, but...
I grew up with racism. You grew up with discrimination. She handles it way better than me. I want to fight.
But I had like places like Sunday school or my mom to like explain these things to me. And Sunday school to like my teachers would be like, you still have to love everyone and accept everybody and respect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you were out there to fend for yourself, by yourself. Like, it's a completely different environment and life in general and experience. But it's just like, it could be something as little as a comment where we talk about how James, for instance, one of the biggest things about James not liking qorme sabzi, which is a Persian dish, and he likes this other curry, which is khoresh
Yeah, they come out and they're like, Tina's just not a good cook.
Yeah, it's Tina's fault because she probably makes it so disgusting. I'm like, oh my God.
What are you saying?
Like, simmer down. Like,
You haven't even had her
I didn't
cooking.
even make it. My mom made it, and she's like a really good cook.
Yeah.
And I said that to someone, and the lady was like, she probably sucks too.
Honestly, we spend a lot of time laughing at some of the stuff we said.
Yeah.
Tina even comments sometimes, and I'll be there with them, and we'll just be reading these comments, and she'll be like, "That's so funny."
Yeah. No, it is, because like I think about the person being in their house or like wherever they are.
Like, nah.
It's so funny. And then sometimes I feel bad for that kind of, I don't want to say hatred, but dislike or like sadness or anger in someone's heart.
Yeah.
It's not good to have that in your heart, only for you, for yourself. Like, it doesn't affect me.
I think a general rule is just chalk it up to them having a bad day.
Yeah.
If you see the same person, it's, man, I love when people follow you and then they make negative comments, but they keep following you.
Yeah, like this lady.
That blows my mind.
I actually recorded my screen of all the messages she said to me. This lady follows us, and she's just like, every story that I post, she's like, you suck. How dare you? Your husband is ugly. How can your husband work in labor force? How can you marry him? Like, so much stuff. I hate your jeans.
What a savage.
Yeah, like specific things.
I feel like we would get along, me and this lady. Probably in real life we'd get along.
Oh, like generally speaking?
Yeah. You never know.
It sounded like because you were the same.
I'm out there just commenting
Yeah,
on
it's
people.
actually you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was funny. It's James commenting because he hates that jean that I wear, like those pairs of jeans. That's so funny.
Anything you wear that I don't like, it's me.
Yeah. On our last episode, most of the comments, I don't know how it took such a weird turn. It was about, sometimes these things happen. It was about how people don't understand the way I speak English because my accent is so horrible. It's so thick, and they're like, how come we understand James and not Tina? Ha ha, her English is so bad. I do not
get that.
Yeah, and I'm an English teacher, so I was like, oh my God.
Reality is shattered.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's so funny. But then, of course, people who are saying that are also people in Iran who have a completely different understanding of the English language. So if I say, for instance, galdems, they don't know what I'm saying. These are slangs that
galdem?
You know what I mean? They're like, wow, she's probably trying to say this word and she can't say it. Oh, so funny. But, you know, you can't win all the time.
Can't win these battles. Social media battles are not worth it.
No.
Absolutely not.
I've noticed that people go into comments of like funny videos or people's pictures. I've seen you do that because they're so funny.
Oh, and read the comments?
Yeah, I never do that. I've never been the type of person who is interested to see like what are people saying. But like there are people like
I'll be honest.
There's a friend of mine who like knows every negative comment that's left on our pictures. Like she's an acquaintance. So I don't want to say friend, but because my friends wouldn't do that. But like she knows all the negative comments and she brings it up and laughs about it. I'm like, yo, why are you going on my comments? You know, and reading the mean ones and then bringing it up to me. It's so strange.
Low key, I'm the one who I'll go read those. Honestly, and I feel like
no, there are some funny ones.
They're funny, but I'll read them because sometimes when I'm watching a video, if I go to the point of reading those comments, it means that I'm thinking, I wish I could. I really want to say something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So then I go and I read them, and it kind of fulfills that urge.
Yeah, because you probably the thought that you have is already written.
Yeah, just because I have the thought doesn't mean it's bad, guys. You know, I feel that already.
You feel like you're gonna be judged in the comments.
Guilty, yeah,
no, people love you. Don't worry. James does nothing wrong. People call him the groom of Iran.
I'm like, black and white, guys.
He's the groom, like you know how bride and groom.
Actually,
groom of Iran, like all of Iran. But they're so nice.
Welcome.
Yeah, they're so sweet.
Thank you, guys,
because they love you so much.
The support I have from you guys is gets me through my day.
Yeah. And maybe some of the point of putting the other partner down is to, maybe it's coming from whatever it's coming from, but it doesn't really work for people who, like myself, who I don't want to say, oh, I'm so confident, you can't hurt me. No, of course it
Tina
hurts.
doesn't care.
But
straight up, it doesn't rattle her.
It doesn't bother me.
She's not rattled.
I'm so happy that James is loved by my people. That makes me and my country and my culture look so inviting, because it is. And that's just the bottom line. So it doesn't bother me at all. I just think that overall, people need to be nicer to women and like minorities on social media. Don't pick on them.
Yeah.
Don't pick on anyone.
Yeah. I think there's a lot more we can say on social media stuff. We're going to do a part 2.
Yeah.
And then because there's some more things that we want to get into. But I think overall, the most important thing, which Tina kind of wrapped up about was, well, actually not that. More or less, it's just knowing who you are, because I feel like it's a very individual thing.
Yeah.
Because anything that's happening on social media is a personal account.
Yeah.
Right. So it's important not to get invested into the things that are negative. And the reason why your sole purpose for posting what you posted, keep it that. You wanted to share it. You wanted people to see it. Just keep it that and let it be
yourself, that. Like, put your happy content out. That's what you mean, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's your creativity. Like, so, like I've seen TikToks go around of like certain men in their like 60s and they're alone. Like either their partners have passed away, they've never gotten married. And it's this man with his dog, and he goes hiking and he puts his camera there and uploads it to his YouTube. And then like bigger YouTubers or TikTokers will share their account because it's so wholesome. Yeah. They're just sitting there drinking their coffee. Oh, look at this bird. And they make a fire. Like, they're just being genuinely, they want to film themselves. And that's the most interesting part. It's like, why do we do that as human beings? Like, I enjoy that. I know a lot of my friends don't enjoy taking pictures of themselves. I love it. I'm like, oh my God, my makeup.
I think we enjoy, we just enjoy wholesome content. I think humans enjoy wholesome things.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Right? So I think it's simple.
Yeah.
Simplicity.
That's why even those viral videos of people like giving something to homeless people or giving them a house, because some people say, well, why would you film it if it's genuine? Because it'll be nice for you and me to watch it and feel good.
You can take things 2 ways in social media, right? You can take it negative or you can take it positive. You could think, hey, even if it's staged, whatever, you could say, hey, at the end of the day, this homeless guy is getting something.
Yeah, and it's so nice.
Hopefully the dude's not taking it back right away after.
I was going to say, unless he's not. But yeah, social media can be a really nice, powerful, beautiful place. And then also not so good.
Yeah.
So hopefully over time, people have more confidence and they know themselves so that they don't let others' comments or beliefs affect them. And as I say that, I know that there's also room for me to become like that, super sensitive. And if I do, then I take the next action is to either leave or not share anything anymore, you know?
Yeah, Tina's bared that for me on all of this. Anything negative, she's kind of dealt with. So I've been spared.
Yeah. But I manage it all, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah. You have so much on your plate already. So you're the star.
You know, I need my beauty rest.
Superstar.
I need my rest. I need to function.
You're the star. I'm the superstar.
Ooh, you are the superstar.
Between me, you, and Buddy.
Yeah.
No, Buddy is the superstar.
He's our soul.
We hope you enjoyed this topic. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, we'll definitely run it back with a more in-depth on some other topics that we
love talking to you guys in the comments or in our DMs on Instagram. Definitely subscribe to our YouTube and our podcast. Follow us there. And on Instagram, Tina Talabi, and in brackets, Tina and James.
That's it, folks.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Bye.
Peace out.